Today, we washed the car. And you guys know how dirty these wheels are. And what we're going to do is use the brake buster today for the first time. And what we're not going to do is scrub the wheels. So we've seen how effective the foam cannon can be, touchless. We've seen how effective, or in essence ineffective, a drive-through car wash for 12 bucks is on these wheels. And these wheels are pretty dirty. Now we're going to see how effective brake buster is on these wheels on its own without any contact. And then, not this video, but future video, we'll do brake buster plus contact. Always apply to cool wheel surface when possible. Spray, apply a generous amount of brake booster or brake buster total wheel cleaner to the rim and tire surface. Allow to sit for 1 minute or greater. Scrub with brush if necessary. Rinse with pressure washer or high pressure hose. There you go. That's what we shall do. We will be applying contact to the car today for the wash. I feel as though it needs it badly. And so, I've never used this before. Hopefully it works as expected. I'm just going to pressurize it. I don't know if there's a certain amount of pumps it requires to get the right pressure. So far it feels the same, but then it squirted something out. Okay, maybe it's got enough pressure. I'm not really sure how this works because it's just doing its own thing. And yeah, I did get some on the paint or the body of the car, which I'm not sure if that's good or bad. But we are PPF'd, so I'm not worried. Okay, so that was on its own. I guess I overpressurized it maybe. So now when I push this down and lock it, it just continuously sprays. This determines the pattern. So we're trying to try and get up in here real good. And I would say that that was a generous amount. Seeing as how I pretty much almost used the whole thing on this one wheel. We'll let that sit for about a minute, then we'll rinse. The pressure washer line got pressurized on its own just by turning it on and letting it sit. How we doing on time, guys? Can I focus? That should be enough, right? I'm gonna break out the GoPro. Only because I'm kind of curious, besides this extremely condensation on this lens, just to see if the GoPro gets a better visual quality, video quality of the wheels. My phone was looking kind of foggy, but I guess it's the condensation on the lens on my screen. I cleaned off the lenses with my shirt, and I can see here's some areas that I missed with the brake buster. So we'll see how what the end result looks like after a rinse. For some reason, the pattern on my 40 degree is like wonky. We'll get this brake buster off the paint for the vehicle. Let's see here. The pattern came back on that 40 degree. So here we are. Kind of hard to tell when it's wet. Let's dry it. Let's dry it and see how good a job the brake buster did. Buster brought me back. And the verdict is good, decent, but brake buster on its own is not the end all be all. Going to need to apply force. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to foam cannon the car. I'm a foam cannon the car. Then as it's sitting, I'll hit the wheels real quick, then wash the car and see what the outcome is. When I started this project today, it was overcast. There was no sun. I was really wondering if I was going to have enough time to get it done before rain moved in. Now the sun's out. And that is not necessarily what I wanted. But when in Rome, right? And I guess just for quick comparison, let me get my GoPro since I shot it with the GoPro for the close-ups. We'll do a quick comparison of the front passenger side compared to the front driver's side. So here's the front driver's side after my GoPro giving me issues. Here's the front driver's side after brake buster and a rinse and a dry. That's the front driver's side brake buster, rinse, dry. Granted, we got a little bit more sunlight on this side, but here's the driver's side. No brake buster, no rinse, no dry. This is kind of where we started. And you can see how dirty that is. Okay. All right. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to foam this wheel and brush it and see how foam, brush, rinse, dry, and see how it compares to the brake buster. For the same amount of time, almost the same amount of effort, is it worth it? I probably need to get a table. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea, or some sort of cart to manage all my equipment out here instead of having to put everything on the ground. Throw it on the ground. So this wheel was filthy. And this brush has lint. But we're going to put a little bit of elbow grease into it. We'll put a little bit of pressure on the surface. And see what the end result is, see what the outcome looks like. I can already say that this is not enjoyable. I really despise cleaning wheels. So tedious, somewhat painful, carpal tunnel inducing. And I already know I'm not going to get every spot because I can see what I'm cleaning here. But when I get to the top of the wheel, I'm not going to crane my neck trying to see up there. I may have to get that wheel cleaner brush that articulates. Or get me a Tesla robot to do this for me. I can see all that brake dust in there, but I can't see brake dust up here, so I'm just kind of hoping I touch the surface where I need to. This bolt rusted? Is that rust? All right, we did good. Where are we at? And time to dry. Freaking sweaty mess. It's crazy. All right. Driver's side. Foam Cannon Chemical Guys soap. I don't remember the name of it. And a brush. And this is how clean this wheel is. I didn't do the tire. Whereas the other side, the brake buster did the tire. But I didn't scrub the tire separately. You can see the spots that I missed. Driver's side. Passenger side. And you can see the spots that brake buster missed. All right, so in comparison, I think the real answer here is both. Brake buster, rinse, foam, scrub, rinse. Or drive your car less. Don't stop as hard. Never stop. Or get carbon ceramics. But I will say that this little pressurized bottle is where it's at, because pumping a spray bottle, talk about carpal tunnel. So we're gonna brake buster the back, wheels and tires. Let that sit, then rinse. Then foam cannon, then scrub, then rinse, dry, and be done. I use a fair amount of brake buster. It's probably a quarter of the jug. I'm not sure if that is what I'm supposed to do, but by God, it is what I did. This is how we look in the back. Little suds action. Don't worry, she'll be clean again soon. And here is my 5-foot hose I got from Clean Garage. This is gonna be my dedicated hose for my pressure washer, because I only need 5 feet. I don't need 50 feet with a hose reel. So I'm gonna keep this in play, solve that leak issue there so there's no drips, and continuously work towards my ideal car wash solution. Now that I think about it, it said to leave the brake buster for a minute or more. So I'm gonna leave it for a minute or more. I'm gonna go ahead and spray this down, and then I'll just do it all, rinse it all at one time. In the spirit of time saving and efficiency, especially considering it's hot. And I have plans already, or we have plans for lunch. We're gonna go grab lunch with some friends. Our location was chosen around Golden Tee. We're gonna play some Golden Tee. I completely covered my brush with foam. I forgot it was over there. My neighbor just ordered Golden Tee for at home. But until it shows up, we're gonna go to the bar or restaurant for lunch, play Golden Tee. We both got the Golden Tee caddy now. And that's gonna be a new hobby, a new form of entertainment, or additional form of entertainment. We suck at golf in real life. I suck at golf on Golden Tee, but it's still fun. I kind of suck at washing cars, but what's the saying? Practice makes perfect. $50 good. If I move the pressure washer, well, no, that's as far as it's gonna go now for $5. If I had a 75-foot hose, maybe 100 would probably be overkill, but 100 would be an easy lap around the car. I'm gonna just empty the soap, because I'm not trying to keep it for the future. All right, pretty much it. Just water coming out now. Time to scrub. Scrub it up, dub. Holy crap. Freaking pine needles falling as I'm trying to wash the car. I'm literally under the only pine tree we have. That was a poor decision. So what I'm gonna do is rinse off my brush here. Skeet this fucking soap on me. And yeah, I got this brush. The brush is for the barrels, really. To be able to reach the barrels. So I'm gonna reach the barrels with the brush. At least try to. Get around this brake caliper. This extra brake caliper. The Z06, in case you guys don't know, it's a little known fact, it's so fast, it has so much power, so visceral, it needs more than one brake caliper in the back. That may or may not be true. I did have a nick on one of these wheels, and seeing how this tool works or doesn't work may be the reason for that nick. But I don't know if it was like that when I bought it, because I bought this car used, or if the mobile detail that I had caused that damage and it wasn't brought to my attention, or they didn't even know. All right. So got the barrels on that one. And actually, I'll hold off on that. And I will hit the barrel on the front, because the front didn't get any contact with our initial test. And now that I'm sitting down here scrubbing this joker, I can see just how dirty it is. And I guess the brake buster is really just gonna loosen up the brake dust, maybe make the cleaning process easier, but it's not a freaking magician. At least not in this situation. Maybe if I didn't let the wheels get so dirty and I just sprayed it and rinsed it, it'd be more effective. Mobile detailers, they charge a fee for the size of the car. I think if I was a mobile detail, I'd charge a fee for how much of a pain in the ass the wheels are. All right, I'm gonna try the method that I saw somebody on the internet do. Just running 2 microfibers over the car, kind of like mitts. I'm cleaning this car with Chemical Guys soap and apparently my own sweat. And I've barely completed the rear quarter panel, but can tell you that this is a large car as far as surface area goes to clean. So many little spots and crevices. If you're new to the channel, or first video you've ever seen, you may be like, what the fuck is he doing? This guy's an idiot. Well, maybe. But if you've been around and you know the status of the car, you know it has PPF on it, which was a huge consideration for doing things like this, where I can clean the car in a mere juvenile or Neanderthal type way without ruining the paint. So yeah, there's that. I think this would actually be a better process with mitts, because these microfibers like to move around. The PPF is hydrophobic. It's self-healing. A lot of great properties to it. It is from Ceramic Pro. Miller's Detail in Panama City Beach. Did the application and install, adding Ceramic Pro ceramic coating on top of it. And we're getting deep in here. These vents. And for a full wash, full detail, yeah. Granted, it was mobile, so they came to me. There's that added convenience fee. But even with island time detailing, mobile detailing, the price is the same if they are mobile or if you go to their shop. So, negligible, somewhat irrelevant. But I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I don't think I would willingly wash somebody's car. C8 Z06 for less than $100. But I can assure you they didn't wash it for less than $100 either. I got the receipt to prove it. But we're going to get this done. And what we're going to do is, after we get it done, we're going to evaluate the process. Figure out how to, this old saying that we had, do again, do better. We're definitely gonna wash the car again, but how we wash it, strategy, technique of what we will do again and what we will do better, we will try to focus on each time for a quality job and a simplified process of cleaning. So I think I touched every surface. Now I'm gonna destroy these microfibers on the wheels, get inside the little crevices that I couldn't get into with the brush in between these spokes. Very tedious, very time consuming. I'll hold off on the tires. The wheels, I don't know, a little bit more delicate. Wheels were coated, but obviously there's no PPF on the wheels. And their wheels are gloss black, so we don't want to damage them, introduce any imperfections. But we'll see how this turns out. When it's all said and done, I definitely need a better brush to get inside these barrels. I think I need a smaller brush, because the one I had was getting caught up on the rotor. But once I'm done, may change the frequency in which I drive this car. It's a lot of work. Granted, it's a lot of work learning. It's a lot of work testing while also recording. So it's like, if I got this down to a good system and I just came out and did it and didn't record it, maybe it wouldn't be so dreadful. When it's done, it'd be definitely a appreciation, a big appreciation for the work that was put in theory. Before I get done, I'm like, man, that wasn't fucking worth it. Fuck this shit. I know there's some people out there, cool cars, they love them, they drive them, they mod them, they never wash them. That's kind of like a Glock. There's some Glock owners, they just fire, never clean. And that's how they prefer. That's how they prefer to do things. While I'm at it, might as well not cut too many corners. I don't even know if this thing's still recording. That would suck. I'm gonna scrub this wheel in the back. I'm gonna scrub this wheel in the front. And when I'm done, I'm gonna see if there's a noticeable difference in tire cleanliness or the look of the tire with a scrub. And now we rinse and dry. Sun went away, so that's a plus. More pine straw landing. I thought there was a lock feature on this trigger, but no. There's a lock feature on the trigger of the blower. There's a lock feature on the trigger of the pressurized canister that I use for the brake buster. But there's no lock feature on the trigger of this gun. Which would have been welcome. Cleaning the wheels kind of triggered my fingers. Need a little break, a little rest. The car is really good. You know, it's like, if I miss a spot in the car, odds are I won't notice the color, yada, 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 all that. If I miss a spot on the wheels, oh, you gonna see that shit. I guess the wheels are kind of like cutting your grass. Your grass can be cut, look good or whatever, that's fine. But you better edge that shit. You don't edge it right. It makes cut the grass almost like pointless. I'd be willing to bet it's like 80s out here, mid to 80s. No sun beating down on me. But I am sweating like a whore in church. And I'd be willing to bet that my body temperature has increased. I guess if I had an Apple Watch, it would tell me. And so, I already know when I get done out here, I'm gonna have to find a place to cool off before I can take a shower. Because if I take a shower, I'll just get out sweating like a motherfucker. And honestly, if it's not like a hot day, I got plenty of time. I got a free schedule. I set my own schedule. Work when I want, where I want, do what I want. And so, really, in the future, I need to just dedicate time. Say, I'm gonna come out here with a chair and some music, my headphones, and hit each wheel independently. Like each wheel to get like 20 minutes. And then wash the car in sections. Maybe. Because it's like if I wash it in sections, then there's still going to be parts that are wet. So I guess as long as I just don't wash it in direct sunlight, it's my best bet. But again, I have the added protection of the PPF for soap sitting on the surface and whatever harm it could do. Granted, you don't want the water spots, but if I did get water spots on the PPF, then I would go try that Chemical Guys water spot remover, which I think I actually have a bottle of it. But a good wash on this car, I'm gonna just guess and say I need to give it an hour. Probably need to give it an hour. Time shouldn't be the factor. It should be ease and enjoyment. I'm gonna turn this pressure washer off, which I should have did earlier. Actually, it's off. And I'm gonna see. I'm not gonna spray the water until it's out. I'm gonna see if by the time I go to disconnect it, if there's still water in the lines. It pressurized itself pretty good. See if it depressurizes itself pretty good. Time to dry. There we go. The battery lasts long enough to dry it, but you can obviously tell the difference in power from the sound that the battery makes while drying. And the key, the most important part to me, is the brakes, or are the brakes, because they'll rust when the car sits. And then the next time I go to drive the car, the wheels will look like orange. So hopefully the brakes were dried well. And the verdict's still out on these tires. I honestly think the tires that I didn't scrub actually look better, look darker. And in the future, I need to get like tweezers or something to get in here, get that crap out of there. And this was sitting. Oh man, I turned the pressure washer off, but I didn't turn the water off. So there's definitely still water pressure in the line. But hey, that's all that came out. Let's see if I disconnect it here. Oh, look at that. Okay, so you turn the pressure washer. Now there should be water in this section. Not much. There we go. There we go, folks. There's my 5-foot hose. There's my pressure washer. That's pretty much it.
Thought that I would be a bit at peace by now. Yeah, you're lying in the shadows of my room. Oh, always heard your voice, I forget the sound now.
figure out what I want to do with those to dry. For now, they're going to sit on this freezer. Throw my garbage away. And definitely, before I take the car out again, I'll come out here and hit it with like a quick detail. Get all the water spots. Come out here, hit it with some tire dressing, some tire shine, and just get it back to looking like the way it was when I first picked it up. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And the time now is 9:45. Hot dog, got lucky. Forgot to close this, but look at that. Look at that. Just barely made it. I can say that future, on my list of things to do in the future will be wipe down the inside of the doors, vacuum the interior, clean the interior. And I have been neglecting the detailing of this car, but it almost seems like, you know, it needs like a full detail and then maybe some maintenance washes in between. But this is the end result in the garage. It is not completely dry. There's a few spots, but when is a car ever completely dry? It is definitely cleaner. It's definitely ready for the road, ready for its close-up, I think.